Ever since the release of the Xbox One X, many gamers that are in the position of only owning one console are having a little bit of trouble deciding on which console to pick up. Should you get the PlayStation 4 Pro? Should you get the Xbox One X? The decision can be a little bit tricky, but in this video, I want to highlight 7 major reasons why you should get a PlayStation 4 Pro instead of an Xbox One X. I'm sure this video will have a little bit of controversy, but nonetheless, let's get right into this with number 1. Number 1, and probably most obviously, is the price point. The Xbox One X is an expensive machine, a powerful machine, but nonetheless, it is a very expensive machine, coming in at a whopping $500. Wow. Now, $500 for the hardware that you get actually isn't that crazy, but it's still a lot of money to be dropping on a console. The PlayStation 4 Pro, on the other hand, it released at $400 last year, but you can readily find them for around $350, and that's a much more palatable price point than $500. You can pick up a PlayStation 4 Pro and get a bunch of awesome games alongside it for the price that you would pick up an Xbox One X for. And at the end of the day, while the games do look better on the Xbox One X, especially if you have a 4K television, by the way, if you don't have a 4K TV, that should make the decision even easier. But yes, the games do look better on the Xbox One X, but at the end of the day, the game is still the game. Take it from somebody that owns both consoles, it's not an earth-shattering experience playing a game on the PlayStation 4 Pro versus the Xbox One X. The experience is very similar on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and it comes in at a much cheaper price. Number 2, interface. I've always had an issue with the Xbox One user interface. It's just cluttered and a mess. Especially when it comes to more casual consumers, everyone that I've talked to prefers the PlayStation 4 interface over the Xbox One interface. The PS4 interface is just simple, easy to navigate, and it gets you from application to application super easily. With the Xbox One interface, you've got advertising here, marketing there, and it just becomes a very cluttered experience. While this may not be a big issue to some of you guys, once again, take it from somebody that's used both interfaces, has a lot of experience with both of them. The PlayStation 4 UI is just hands down way more appealing. Number 3, games with gold is faltering. For a long time, one of the stronger points of the Xbox One was games with gold, and for a long time, I would have agreed with you on that. Games with gold was absolutely killing the offerings from PlayStation Plus, but that is changing. Not in the best sense possible. It's not like Sony is upping their game with PlayStation Plus, although PlayStation Plus subscribers did get Metal Gear Solid 5 a few months ago, and that was very nice. But what's really going on is that games with gold in recent months has been tumbling a little bit. You haven't had a lot of great games like you were getting in the past, and a lot of the games are throwaway. Take, for example, the offerings that are coming in December. On Xbox One, you've got Warhammer End Times Vermintide. That is a very good game, but it's definitely not a AAA title, and for a while, that's what you were getting with games with gold. You've also got Back to the Future, the game 30th Anniversary Edition. Once again, a nice addition, but nothing crazy. And then for the 360 titles, which are playable on Xbox One thanks to backwards compatibility, you have Child of Eden and Marlowe Briggs and the Mask of Death. Again, nothing too great or exceptional over there either. Who knows what the reasoning behind this is and why games with gold has fallen a little bit? One could point towards Microsoft introducing Game Pass, their Netflix-style subscription. It's $10 a month and it gets you access to a bunch of games, and maybe the idea is let's put the heavy hitters on Game Pass instead of games with gold, but nonetheless, games with gold is definitely taking collateral damage. Number 4, all marquee Xbox One games are on Windows. If you have a PC, even a mid-level PC that can run games, well then you probably already know that all of the Xbox One exclusives are coming to PC. Namely, they're on the Windows Store, and they have had their fair share of issues, but recently the titles have actually turned out really well. Gears of War 4 was awesome on PC, Forza was decent on PC, games such as Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, all of those titles are gonna be on PC, and this is Microsoft's shift to viewing games more as a service. That should be irrelevant to you. What it really means is that Xbox One really doesn't have any marquee exclusives. They just don't exist. Sure, if you want to play those games on console, then yeah, the Xbox One is your only option, but if you do have a decent PC, you have to ask yourself, is there any appeal in the Xbox One? Outside of a couple titles that didn't see the dual release treatment, such as Halo 5 and Sunset Overdrive, as I said, the majority of Xbox One titles are appearing on Windows 10. Number 5, virtual reality. So virtual reality is still trying to find its footing in the gaming world, but it definitely has a lot of potential, and in the console market, PlayStation 4 is the only place you're getting a VR experience with PlayStation VR. And it seems like even with VR not being a completely polished experience, Sony is sticking with it. They are releasing games, and they're supporting it with games such as Skyrim VR, Gran Turismo Sport, Farpoint. While these games aren't amazing, they're definitely a unique experience, and it's an experience that caters to a lot of different styles of play. Maybe your most ardent gamer that loves his controller and that style of play isn't going gonna be super into VR, but if you're telling me there isn't a consumer and a marketplace for virtual reality, you are kidding yourself, because there definitely is, and Sony definitely sees that, because even with the missteps, they are continuing to support this platform, and that's good because it is an additional investment on top of your console. Although that investment is becoming cheaper and cheaper. On Black Friday, PSVR headsets were available for just $200. Keep in mind, they released at a whopping $400 price point. And there is no type of virtual reality experience available on the Xbox One currently. Number 6 and 7 go hand in hand, and they're probably the most important reasons. Number 6 is the current game library. The Xbox One gets a lot of the third-party titles, and that's great. You have Call of Duty on there, you have games like Rainbow Six Siege, For Honor, Assassin's Creed, but its current exclusive lineup is absolutely embarrassing. Microsoft should honestly be embarrassed for the amount of exclusives they have, and it's the same games. Forza Motorsport, Gears of War, Halo. You've got a couple of interesting titles sprinkled in there with games such as Sunset Overdrive, but hey, look at this. When did Sunset Overdrive release? 3 years ago. Just in 2017 alone, the PlayStation 4 had amazing titles such as Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age, Yakuza 0, Wipeout the Omega Collection, the Kingdom Hearts collections, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, and I can go on, and like I said, that's this year alone. This year, the Xbox One had Cuphead, which was a great game, and yet another Forza game in Forza Motorsport 7. Yes, Forza is great, but it seems like they're just regurgitating the same old franchises. And again, those two games are available on PC. If you look at some of the other games that are available on PlayStation 4 and PC, well, then you're opening the floodgates to titles such as Neo and Nier Automata. The PlayStation 4's game library has so much more depth than the Xbox One's, it's not even funny. And all of that parlays into number 7, and that's future game library. The Xbox One X just released, and you would hope that Microsoft now can refocus on creating amazing games and putting out those games in 2018, but what really do you have to look forward to in 2018? You've got Sea of Thieves, and Rare looks to be doing a good job on that. State of Decay 2 is shaping up nicely, and then you have Crackdown 3, which has been seemingly delayed into oblivion. And again, all of those games are going to be available on PC. On the PlayStation 4 in 2018, you've got games such as Days Gone, God of War, Sucker Punch's new game, and Ghost of Tsushima. Insomniac is bringing out a new Spider-Man game, and that looks amazing. And then we've also got games where we're not sure if they're coming in 2018, like The Last of Us Part 2, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. There's just so much depth into the exclusive offerings on the PlayStation 4 that it trumps the Xbox One, no contest. And at the end of the day, you don't buy a console to look at pretty visuals. You buy a console to play great games. There is no contest on which console has more and better games. It's the PlayStation 4 all year long. So that wraps up 7 big reasons why you should get a PlayStation 4 Pro instead of an Xbox One X. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Disagree? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.